Okay, I had my preview, and I think it worked. Um, I'm still learning this program. It offers a lot, and just to get everything to sing together at once, that's the tough part. But I'm trying to reach as trying to reach as much of an audience that I can. So there's a lot of configuration that has to go on, and I'm trying to make it go to my blog. It's going there, but it's not 100% perfect. So I have to work out issues on that. But again, as I said in the preview, there's two things I want to talk about. And number one, and I discussed it last week, is the dire need for listings. I just can't emphasize that enough. We need listings. All real estate agents need listings. And when I say all, again, in the Hampton Roads community, like many other communities, we work together. We have cooperative brokerage. In other words, a house that I list most likely will be sold or purchased by an agent from another company. So for my clients, I need listings. Of course, I would love to get them all, but I can't. but we need all to get listings so we could share. That's how we make, how we make our income. Okay, it's not just me and then I bring in my client and that's it. No, we have cooperative brokerage here. So all agents need listings. Of course, I will love to get as many as possible, but it's a big community. Hampton Roads is a big community, and we need lots of listings out there. The reason why we don't have a lot of listings right now, the main reason, most likely, is COVID-19. And people who are sellers and they are still living in their house. And excuse me, this is just my morning. I've had this since I was a little kid. I think it's a post-nasal drip. So, okay. If you want, while I talk, I'll put on my mask. But anyway, speaking of the mask, when we go visit your homes, we wear a mask. And I have a bag full of masks in my car. I'm actually doing an open house today. I will be wearing a mask as I am in there greeting people who stop by. And hopefully, I'll have extra masks too if they would if they would need one. But the biggest fear, again, is that and this house actually is vacant. And the ones who are more concerned are the ones who are living in the house at the time that this property is on the listing. So they're living there and they are fearful of many different people walking through their homes. Well, the one way that the real estate industry has taken care of that, we are putting together virtual walkthroughs. So you could see the house and get a good idea if that's the one that you want. And you could then weed out the ones that are not for you. So you don't have to visit 10 houses, but maybe about 3 or 4. But it's helpful that way. And again, depending on how the seller feels comfortable about it, and as long as we take precautions for COVID-19 guidelines, all the precautions that are there, then most likely they'll allow a person, a couple, whatever, go through their house, as long as it's not like a big stream of people walking through that may make them feel uneasy. Again, when my open house is an empty house, so people are not living there anymore, so they didn't have any problems with me having the open house. And of course, I'll be wearing a mask there. So now, being that, since there are so many, or not that many, listings on the market, well, what happens then? Prices go up, okay? When you have a short supply and demand is strong, don't think that because of COVID-19, people are not out there buying. Actually, the buyers are out there are the real serious ones, okay? They need their homes now, not in 6 months. They're not just taking, pleasure tours on Sundays, going out. These are the people who actually want to buy a home now. So you have very motivated buyers out there going with a short supply. So they have very little to choose from. Many houses that we're putting on the market are getting contracts or offers in the first day. And if it's not the first day, it's over the first week, and we're getting multiple offers. But it has to be, again, priced correctly. And I talked about that in early episodes. It has to be priced correctly. So if you are in the market, if you thought about putting your house on the market and you have no fears of people walking through, if you're living there or if it's empty, it's a great time to put it on. And again, we'll take the precautions. And if you are still living there, we'll take the precautions that we can for people visiting your home. Okay. I have a couple people on Facebook. I want to see if anybody's asking any questions. No, not right now. Okay, I have people commenting me on my preview, which is nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I want to do and I want to share an article that I put on my blog this week. Okay. And here, this is a blog that I posted to a post that I posted to my blog, or an article I posted to my blog this week. Best time to sell when competition is at an all-time low, all right? And in the recent survey of home sellers by Qualtrics, 80% of the respondents said they were concerned their home won't sell because of the pandemic and resulting economic recession. Of the respondents, 51% said they are seriously worried. That concern seems reasonable considering the current condition of the economy. The data, however, is showing that home purchases are still very active despite the disruptions American families have experienced this year. Okay, so again, as I said earlier, the people who are out there buying are the ones who are very, very serious. So they're not looking, again, they're starting their search now, but I'm still like 6 months away before I actually write a contract. No, they're ready to buy now. And they're serious, and they're qualified, and we're going to talk about that in the second part. They should be qualified, but sellers also think, because of what's going on, that people do not have or will not be able to be financed to purchase a home. And the positive thing, what's happening now, then let's say in 2007, 2008, where we had the burst of the real estate bubble, is that the economy is kind of still strong. So we have this problem right now with COVID-19, and it's not hurting the real estate industry. It's only hurting the real estate industry because we don't have enough listings. That's the only way it's hurting. But otherwise, except for entry-level positions or positions, for instance, in the service industry that are were hurt because when we started with the lockdowns, people couldn't go to restaurants, people couldn't go to the movies, people couldn't go and get their hair cut. These service industries were hurt by that. And these people were laid off and they got unemployment and so forth. But the other ones who were who perhaps had an office job where they were able to still work at home, they were still in the loop as being employed, okay? And things may change even more even when we're out of this. People may elect to work maybe 3 days at home and 2 days going in. But nonetheless, those jobs are okay. And at this point, these are the people now who are in the market looking for homes. So don't think that it's an economic problem right now as for, well, when I say the job market, I'm talking about, I know we have a high unemployment. I understand that. But the people who are working, people are not getting laid off in middle to upper management jobs. Okay? Now, if this continues, and if we go back to more lockdowns, and we move backwards from phase 3s to phase 2s to phase 1s, yes, I mean, the longer this takes place, it will then affect the economy more, okay? Because it's going to take a while then. The longer it takes that we're in this situation, we have to cut back. It's going to take longer then to rebound. That's my opinion, okay? It may be different for other people who are economists, but I feel that the longer it takes to get out of it, and just to say one more thing is that, are you back with me? Okay. I hope you saw my graphic there. But let's try something here. All right. Okay, that only shows half of it. The longer that it takes that we're into it, it's going to take a certain amount of time to rebound. Now, again, I'm a business person, and I want everything to rebound, especially the job market. I want it to be rebound very quickly, but let me just make it very clear. If we have to go back to other phases just to save lives, then that's what we have to do. And we have to, do what we can to stop the spread. So, of course, it would be nice if all service companies or manufacturing, whatever, it rebounds right now and fast. I would love that. But if it can't, if we have to scale back to save lives, then we have to do that. So I just wanted to add to that point. But to recap on the situation with the dire need, we need listings. We're taking all precautions when it comes to listing your house. The other item I want to put in, I think it was, if I could switch back to my article, let's see. Okay, let's try this. Go back to here. And I'm thinking you're seeing that. Let me see something here. I'm hoping you're seeing it. Okay, why am I? It should be. I'm sharing it with here. Share that here. Okay. Okay. And here again, the bidding wars heat up again, with buy demand growing and supplies of available homes shrinking. Purchasers are again finding themselves needing to outbid other buyers. Wow. The National Association of Realtors in a recent blog post revealed, on average, there were about 3 offers on a home that closed in May, up from just about 2 in April 2020 and in May 2019. Okay, so here's the National Association of Realtors who are backing that up and saying that there are multiple offers on properties. And again, what's also driving this is the extremely low interest rates. So when you put all this together, I can't say it enough times, but the importance of if you're ready to sell, to put your house on the market now. Okay. The other point I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to put this out there because I have quite a few mortgage loan officers who are Facebook friends. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about pre-qualification now, the importance of doing that. But I want to invite any of my loan officer friends who would want to join me in a live stream podcast, perhaps next Saturday. And you can display your name, your phone number, as much as you want, so you could get business. But I would love to have a conversation with a loan officer talking about today's mortgage market, how it might have changed a bit for COVID-19. And we could talk about the pre-qualification process. We could also talk about the many different programs that are out there. And there's a lot. There in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we have VHDA, and for if you're a first-time home buyer, you could get 100% financing, so you don't have to put down the down payment. And if your credit is like really, really good, you could get 103% financing, and that extra 3% is to help pay for your closing cost. So there are a lot of ways to go about it. Just so many, and by the way, each bank has a little twist on it. So we could discuss that. Of course, if you are an active service member in the military or a vet, there's a VA program where you have to put down no money and you don't have to pay private mortgage insurance, which is another big savings. Okay, so we could talk about that next week or the week after. So I'm putting out there, loan officers, if you want to come on with a live stream with me, I will invite you in. We will have a double screen, and we could talk, we could ask questions, and if people want to ask questions, we could answer them while we're live, okay? But again, with the new clients that come in, and people are gung-ho, they're seeing, in the paper, oh, the mortgage rates are great, and they say, geez, a great time to buy, and they watch all the home and garden shows and flipping houses, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they want to buy. And I said, well, they call me. The very first step is to be pre-qualified. And that kind of like puts like the brakes on for a lot of people. And the reason why, because when I tell them we need to do that, I would say about 2 out of 5 actually go and speak to one of my loan officers. And it could be a lot of people are afraid to look at their credit, okay? And they have misconceptions about their credit. I have people who think their credit is great. The loan officer runs it, and there's a lot of problems. And I have people who say, well, I'm not so sure. I had a late payment here, and we run it, or the loan officer runs it, and they're great. So a lot of people don't know, okay, how their credit is. Not everybody, but a good amount of people. And we can't really move ahead until we get that pre-qualification. And, I love all my clients, all my potential buyers and sellers, but I'm a commission-based business. So if you are not pre-qualified and I'm showing you 10 homes, and then you say, oh, that's the one I want to ride on, and we find out that you need another year to work on your credit, then we wasted both our times, okay? Not only my time, but your time, okay? And I say this with so much love and respect, but you have to do this first. You have to. And what's the worst thing that the loan officer is going to say? They're not going to curse at you and say, oh my God, what did you do? Why did you buy all those things on your credit card? They're not going to do that. And what they will do, they'll give you advice on how to quickly raise that credit score. Because I speak to people and they say, oh yeah, I'm going to pay down some bills before I call in. The thing is that some creditors, they will report faster to Equifax, to the other Experian, to all the credit reporting agencies. They report faster. And a lot of times, because they report faster, if you pay down that line of credit more than some, obscure department store, that will, paying that major credit card, in this example, all right, will actually quickly raise your credit score. So they will give you a plan. And even if one of my loan officers can't pre-qualify you now, you will at least have a plan. And they might say, well, it might take another 3 months. It might even take a year. So what? Let me repeat that. So what? At least then you have a guideline to work on. All right? It's not you're just out there and trying to, I'll pay a little bit more here, a little bit here. No, work on a plan. And this way, okay, after a year, I'm gung-ho. And then you got to stick to it. And I've had people who, when they stuck to the plan by the loan officer, we got them a house within 3 months. Okay? So it works, but you got to stick to it. So when you call me and I want to buy a house, and I say, well, you got to be pre-qualified, don't let that stop you. Okay? All my loan officers, they're the nicest people in the world. They help little old ladies across the street. They do nice things. They're not going to be nasty, mean. They're not going to say, oh my God, what did you do? All right? They're going to give you advice, and good advice, and just follow through. You have to be pre-qualified before you look at homes. Bottom line. Bottom line, that's it. So, again, I'm going to put that offer out there to my loan officer friends, and I'll contact them during the week. Would love to have a conversation and go live with you guys, maybe next week or the week after, but I'll work on that. So, I always like to keep these about a half hour, so I keep your attention and don't want you to go off and watch like a video of a cat surfing. I like you to stay with me. But I have my open house today. We'll be wearing my mask, okay? So when I'm showing it, when you come up to greet me, I'll have the mask on. And, that's the last thing I want to do. I want to actually let you see. This address of my open house is 1305 Back Creek Road in Seaford, Virginia, which is really part of York County South. It's a nice area, very pretty, very country, nice little house. And I'm going to, and I hope this works, going to go to my, let's see. I think this is giving like a little, see, there's a house there. See, nice trees behind it. Big property, a big lot. I think off the top of my head, the lot is maybe like 1,200 square feet. He has a um, we have an attached garage, but in the back you have a uh, two-car garage with a carport, and then storage in the back. I mean, you have a lot of land here, so you have a big drivable mower. You could store back here. See, the trees are nice. They got a little shed over there. You have firewood. There's drainage back there. There's actually someone who showed it. Oh, this is my car, and there's a grate back there, so this water's drained off. It doesn't get that floody, muddy back there. Well, it might get muddy, but the water should not accumulate. Look at all this beautiful land you have here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Very pretty. And there's the two-car garage with a carport that's on this land. You have a natural boundary right behind the house. By the way, it's not in the flood zone. Let me repeat that. It's not in the flood zone. So you will not have not a need to purchase flood insurance. You can if you want, but the bank will not require it unless matters change. But it's not in the flood zone right now. CC is very lovely. Very nice pictures out there. Here we're inside. Here's the living room. Hardwood floors. Another angle of the living room. This kitchen, gas stove, which is nice. A lot of people prefer the gas. Another angle of it. And then you have, I was just checking my feed on my blog, but you have like a family room there with a fireplace. Here's a view from the fireplace to the kitchen. And here's the fireplace here from the kitchen area. This is a dining room. Now, they just have a table right there, and they actually have an extra. They actually have another refrigerator there, but this is your dining room area. Oh, I took another shot of the family room there. This is the hallway. That's the bedroom that's closest to the entrance. Another angle of it. Here's a second bedroom. All very nice hardwood floors, except in the kitchen where you have the vinyl. And this is the community bathroom that's in the hallway. Well, in this video here is not scanning out that far back. I mean, I didn't just take a photo of that corner, and this is the master bedroom. And here's another angle, and of course it has its own bathroom. And again, this is probably not going to zoom out as far. Yeah, I would have liked it to zoom out a little bit more, but it's giving you, kind of like a video tour. see. This is the attached garage, and he's leaving the washer and dryer units there. And here's another angle of it. Close up of the washer and dryer. And this is the detached garage. Okay, it's a very big space. That's one angle of it. Here's the other angle. All right, okay. Has a nice workbench in there. And then, okay, another angle of it. I believe I have a picture of the, or maybe I didn't do the, oh, it's not in this one, but I did a, okay, this is actually going back to the beginning. But then there's storage behind that garage of the area where you could put, if you had a riding lawnmower, you could go there. So let's see. Let me go back to here. All right. So I was on for about, let's say about 34 minutes. So we'll talk next week. I'm going to work to find a loan officer who's brave enough to go live stream with me, and we could have a discussion. So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to join me next Saturday, let me know. But I'll be reaching out to the loan officers that I work with. All right, so I hope you have a very, very nice week. It's going to be hot this week. Very little rain, and enjoy. Be careful. I'm going to upset maybe some people, but wear your mask, okay? It's the best way to prevent the continuation of this COVID-19, and we want to move forward, okay? We don't want to move backwards. We're in phase 3. I don't know what phase 4 means, but I just want to keep on moving forward. All right, so be well, and we'll talk next week. Thank you.